This is Doug Davis, principal broker of Karanbi Realty, and here for another session of Ask Doug. And today I'm going to talk about a question that I get asked almost every day is, where is the real estate market going? Where is it headed? Oh, what's the appreciation? Is interest rate rise going to affect it? Will it stop? Will it tank? Will it, all that? What's Doug's crystal ball? But I'm not really going to say that, but to show you what's happened in the recent past. So the median price in Hawaii is now over $1 million. Amazing. 1 year appreciation is about 18-19%. That's incredible double-digit appreciation rates. Condos not as much. The condos are about 10% appreciation rate per year. Single-family homes, the 18-19% or so. And what's fueling it? Don't know. No one seems to know. I've not heard any reason why in a pandemic environment that real estate should go up. It's counterintuitive. So I've never really heard a good explanation for it. So, but it is. So here's what's happening on the inventory that causes supply-demand ratios that cause increases because of lack of supply. And number one is our single family homes. Yesterday I looked and there were 366 homes on the market for all of Oahu. That's every neighborhood all the way around, 366 versus an average, I would say, a couple of years ago pre-COVID, which would be about 1,000 homes on the market. So slashed by 2/3. So those remaining homes get a lot of action. I put in an offer on a home last week and we didn't get it. They had 24 offers. Oh my goodness. So condos, the other day, 11,102 versus an average pre-COVID, basically around 1,500. So not that much of a difference, and the supply is there, so that's maybe one indication why their appreciation rate has been slower. And then rentals, I've only been tracking it about 1 year, but there were yesterday 686 rentals available on all of Oahu versus about 850 plus about a year ago. So that squished a little bit there. So interest rates are low, and I don't think there'll be really any dent in the real estate market, even if it goes up to 9%, single digit. It can still keep going. I was in the 1980 appreciation cycle. That was the Japanese bubble time. And the interest rate then was approximately 12, had gone down to about 12%. And that was a spectacular double-digit increase in appreciation rates. And that 12% didn't, no one bat an eye on paying that for 30-year mortgages. Interesting. People get so bent out of shape when it goes from 3% to 3.1%. It's like it's nothing. So, okay, and then rental rates. Well, they've risen here about 8 to 9%. I'm just rounding these percentages because they change a little bit, like 8.1, 8.2. It's not very significant. Rental rates about 8-9%. So that bodes well. And if there is any pushback on interest rate rises, it would probably cause people to rent instead, and that might push up rental rates. So, interesting. So who's buying? It's mostly us, mostly Oahu residents, people that live here. And then next group would be West Coast buyers, mainland USA, and different states, not necessarily West Coast, but predominantly we get California, Washington, Oregon. And the foreign market isn't really here. Too many COVID restrictions. Japan has a very lengthy requirement for staying at home and not venturing out after their return, so it's kind of punishing. So they're not coming here. So it's hard to travel for a lot of countries. We still have lots of countries with restrictions, and so we don't have that market here, and we have good potential when it does get back to normal after the COVID dies off. The last thing for the Hawaii market is this desire by our government to restrict rentals to 6 months or longer, which if the 180 days, 6 months, if that passes, that certainly would kill the VRBO, the Airbnb, the HomeAway. That just won't exist. There's not that many people that would want to stay for 6 months, so that's not going to happen. What may change, though, would be the properties, the condos, say in Waikiki, like a building like the Ilikai, which is an appropriate zoned, hotel zoned property. And those condos can rent daily. And so if they're the last man standing, for example, they may appreciate nicely. And the rental rates for guests may also increase nicely for them. Because killing about, I've heard all sorts of numbers from 20,000 to 50,000 Airbnb rentals are now going to come to an end. And that puts people, if they want to come to Hawaii, back in the hotels. And there could be very good appreciation rates for appropriate condos and hotel zoning. So that's what I see. I see everything basically staying the same. It's still going up, and I don't see any end in sight, barring some natural disaster or big change on the planet. It's just going to keep on going. There's so much money on the world, and we're sure seeing it here. So anyway, that's what I've got for today. Hope that's interesting, and keep the questions coming, and I'll talk to you next week.